There's a million strangers for every one friend, and there's a trillion stars for every grain of sand. And that makes me nervous. It makes me feel alone in a cosmos where even the sun don't have a permanent home. And it's a song about loneliness, kind of. The reason that I'm a musician is because I really feel the music.
Yeah.
So that's a better reason to be a musician.
Yeah. So
because
you sing to your partner?
I've done a little of that. I have done a little of that.
So how would you feel if an AI artist won a Grammy before you did?
Bro, and that's a possibility.
We're getting to the point where we can't trust our eyes.
Yes.
We can't trust our ears.
Yes.
Because there's videos out and people are arguing if it's AI, if it's real. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like...
But that's literally the whole point. It's getting harder and harder to discern.
Okay, get into the movie. I'm like, I don't want to get into the movie.
Or
it felt real.
I look over my window and it's like an old woman like peering into like the window. I'm on the 3rd floor. How is she in my window looking at me?
Art. It comes from the heart.
I want to welcome Clayton Musick to the set. Good to have you.
Welcome.
Killer Cash Music. Good to have you. Shout out Frankadelic. I want to start with your journey. I think that's pretty cool, man. A lot of people could try to sing or they do their thing, but I don't know a lot of people that can
still play instruments.
Still play instrumentals and that rooted into the music. So where'd your foundation of music come from?
Yeah, it was when I was probably about 11 or 12. Started playing like piano and guitar. I usually tell the story of like when I was around that age, my grandmother, she really liked this song by John Lennon called Imagine. And it's a really famous song, obviously. And it was probably her favorite song. And we kind of took like the better part of an afternoon learning between the two of us how to play that song on the piano. Because she didn't really know how to play it, although she had experience on piano. And I hadn't really played like any piano. I think I just hit the mic, I'm sorry. And we did it by ear. And in that afternoon, after we kind of figured this out, I realized, I could actually maybe learn how to play a song by ear. And so my mom came to pick me up at my grandparents' house later. And I was like, as a kid, I was like, hey, Mom, look what I can do. And I played the song and I was singing it. And I realized how exciting it was to be able to perform something new and surprise somebody.
And you actually played it down to
as much as I could. Yeah, as much as I could at the time. It's exciting. It's a different thing, when you realize that you like to perform. And I've done that like ever since.
And you knew that from that moment. That's what you wanted to do.
And like the guitar too. Like, did you learn? You just self-taught.
I wish you bought the guitar, man. I wish you bought.
I was just asking about if you wanted me to play something. I don't have a problem.
That would have been the intro instead of my stupid intro. We would have just had you play the guitar.
But that's honestly really cool because for me, like I love that, but when it came to like sheet music and everything, I'm like, it's so daunting,
Yeah.
So really just like having a great ear for, chords or how things play, like you gotta give yourself a pat on the back for that.
Yeah, definitely. Reading music is really hard. Like that's not really my avenue. Even when I play on the cruise ship now for Royal Caribbean. If you guys want to go on a cruise, I don't know which camera I'm looking into exactly.
Look over here. I'll take that.
Yeah. I was about to say. I've been on 3 different ships. So I was on Symphony of the Seas, Liberty of the Seas, Independence of the Seas. Okay. I basically play by ear. And as you could imagine, this is 400 songs plus that you're just like doing by memory, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, that's impressive, man.
I do look at the chords and the lyrics, and it's just taken years of practice to get there, kind of. So I love music. I love feeling it and then making my own version of it. And I do also play the guitar. Not on the ship, but I do. So I'm sorry I didn't bring the guitar.
How many instruments do you play?
Guitar, piano. I play a little bit of drums. I play some harmonica when I feel like it. I sing. I play bass guitar because I can play, normal guitar. I love playing bass too, man. I used to be in a band and I used to play bass and I miss it. Like, it's just fun to be like doing a gig.
Were you
Oh,
part of
yeah.
a band or anything like that?
Yeah, I was part of a band a few years ago before I started the cruise ships, and I was in a band in high school, one in college, and it was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's really cool. So would you say like, because you basically already had like, the sound and how the knowledge of how to play instruments, is that kind of what encouraged you to start like making your own original pieces of music, or what would you say kind of pushed you into songwriting?
Yeah, it took a little bit of time, like to have like the understanding of the chords and like the understanding of the music and the kind of stuff that I wanted to play. Like back then, it would have been like the Beatles, Michael Jackson, maybe Sam Cooke, maybe the Temptations and Motown. I had got some old school kind of taste, that's kind of me. And I think it took a little bit of time.
Man.
Yeah.
Yourself a challenge. Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah, I just
Sam
did that
Cooke.
Human Nature thing,
Okay.
my EP, yeah. It took me a little bit of time to kind of understand music enough to feel comfortable with like writing it. But I will say, one of the most fulfilling things that I do is write music. Like that's the thing that I really love doing. It's sometimes the way I describe it is it's like it's easier than talking. Like as a form of communication, it expresses emotion better than words.
It's raw.
Yeah, it's raw, it's emotional, it tells a story, and it's interpreted in different ways depending on who's listening to it. And that's one of the magic pieces about songwriting, I think.
Where do you say you get like your draws of inspiration from for like writing a song, or do you have to kind of like hear a certain production first or get like a feel, or is it like you going off emotion, or what's like the process behind the songwriting?
It's very much emotion and it's feel. It's like I was just working with, you guys know Will Andy, and maybe Joby too. She's a great musician.
Yeah, we're gonna have her here soon.
Oh yeah? Okay, there you go. So like we were just collaborating a little bit on a new project that's gonna come out, and check it out when it releases pretty soon.
You and Joby?
Yeah, me, Joby, and then we're gonna be doing like basically a film project actually that's gonna be combining Olivia Rodrigo's song "Favorite Crime" and another song called "No Life Apart," and it's gonna be kind of like juxtaposing the two to show like the two different types of relationships. One relationship that's like toxic, and the other one where it's blissful and like you feel like you're in a place where you want to be in that relationship. And as a musician, it means a lot. I think to a lot of people, it means a lot to kind of come up with a project like that, try to fuse the two together and show the meaning of like what's toxicity in a relationship and what's something that you want.
What's the stance you guys are taking on that record? Are you guys like role playing on it and
No, I'm
singing the different parts, or what's?
I'm singing the toxic part.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Alright, Clayton.
I know I got some experience with it,
So you toxic.
Well, maybe a little bit. I
A
can be
little
clingy.
bit.
I can be clingy. I definitely can be clingy.
Oh, that's toxic.
Yeah, it is a form of it. Yeah.
People don't think that's toxic.
I know,
mean,
but it is. It can be.
There's ranges to clingy. Like there's ranges. Like needing to know where you are every second of the day, and like I need to like feel you and touch you, and I have no friends. All I have is you. You are my entire life and soul, and you are my God is like super clingy.
Yeah,
That's toxic.
That's toxic.
Yeah.
But like I feel like if you're just like I just want to be close to you.
It's not too bad. No,
It's like that's not toxic. Like there's ranges to it. There's ranges to it.
And then the other side of the spectrum is like when somebody just avoids you completely and
Yeah.
like, they don't
Completely
follow you.
avoidant,
So,
ignoring.
yeah, I'm not on
and
that
that
side of it.
extreme. That extreme clinginess can bring about that type of.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
What
whole.
makes it toxic?
Jerry obviously has like firsthand experience with that.
I do.
Yeah,
Speaking from experience.
it's not fun. Which side though?
I'm definitely the
He look clingy to you?
evade.
Does he
Oh,
give
nice.
clingy?
You're too clingy.
Hey, I'm.
He said-
We're having open
he
conversation.
said, look at him.
Just look at that cold exterior.
Come on. Don't
Does
do
he
that.
look like that to you?
I'm trying. I've gotten a lot better though.
Yeah, see,
Have you gotten better? That's the question.
Yeah.
'Cause you're singing about it.
Yeah, well, no, well, yeah, that's true. I work on it. Like, I definitely work, like, actively recently working on that specifically. But,
Well,
like,
which
on the
side
other
of
side,
the spectrum are you on?
I'm
He's the
more,
clingy
yeah, I'm
ones.
more of like the anxious kind of type where it's like, oh man, like, am I gonna get abandoned? Like, am I gonna, yeah, I know, and I think it's too much, but. So like your thing, like if I took a little of your medicine,
Yeah.
you know.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen.
What about you?
I would probably fall more on the clingy side, but I feel like it's healthy. Like, I wouldn't consider that toxic. Like, but because I also like my space too. And I feel like it's important to have, like, that's what I said, your own hobbies, your own friends, your own things that you like to do. Like, you need to have independent lives outside of each other, or it's going to turn into like a codependent situation.
Right.
So, as I said, I feel like maybe in the past when I was younger, like, maybe leaning on the more clingy, like we're gonna spend the entire 24 hours together, and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. But I grew out of that because I like my space now. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I actually realized
We're
recently.
growing people.
Yeah, I was about to say. I realized recently.
It's healthy city media.
It's healthy
Grown
city,
city,
you know.
yeah.
We promote healthy relationships on this platform.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and music for me, because you were talking about like hobbies and stuff. Music is actually a really good form of expression for me as somebody who can be like that.
Yeah. So
Because-
you sing to your partner.
I've done a little of that. I have done a little of that. I wasn't expecting you were going to say that. I've done a little of that. I actually wrote a song for somebody I was with a few years ago. Yeah, I did. And I was pretty like smitten or whatever, if you will. But it was a piano song. But anyway, yes. But as an individual, though, yeah, music is really important for like that kind of my
Like
own
an outlet
thing.
for you.
Yeah,
Yes,
as an outlet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I sing the Olivia Rodrigo part. Joby's gonna sing the No Life Apart. We really have something nice going on though. Like
Yeah,
I'm
got
gonna
some
promote
chemistry.
it. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
has some chemistry. I like Joby. I like how she is on a record. She's funny and like she brings a different type of she brings her personality into her music. So I'll be curious to hear that. Right? What's it called?
I don't know what the mashup's gonna be called because it's like a mashup, but
Oh, it's
I'd have to
multiple
ask.
records.
It's two songs,
Not
fused together,
listening.
kind of. But we're gonna,
Not
we're gonna do our own version of it. But we were just practicing it the other day and like putting in our own ad libs and stuff like that, and changing the key of the song and trying to make it something new. And I was like, I'm feeling this. I love the push and pull. And I think that there is like that different emotion on the one side, and then the other one. She's crazy. She's really good in it, and like and they told me I was sounding good too. So you guys gotta check it out when it comes out. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be like
Must.
maybe like after December or something like that. But
So is it like, back, like what you were saying about the motion, is it like you get into a mood or a feeling, you're like, man, like I just want to write something now.
yeah,
Kinda like that?
Kinda. And actually, that's another thing that I was talking to Joby about. Like, she was telling me, I think I can say this, she was telling me her process, and she was like, I could be in the car driving and come up with something in my head, like an arrangement for something. And just kind of that's where the song comes from. Michael Jackson actually was like that, just for the record. When he was coming up with Billie Jean, he had the
He has, like,
Yeah.
pieces of it.
yeah, and he thought it in his car, and he almost got in a car crash because he's like, oh man, that's it. That's the bass line right there. For me, I sit down at the piano and I start playing for no reason whatsoever, really. And then it almost unfolds like you're taking something out of tinfoil. Like, it's like, oh, here it is. And like, that's the song. So that's my process. But every musician has a slightly different process.
Okay. Yeah. Start jamming first. I like where this is going.
Yeah,
So as
exactly.
an instrument, as someone who's good with instrumentals, I can see how your brain works like that, where you probably get the instrumental first before the actual song.
Yeah, right. And then I think of the lyrics and stuff after that too. So some people are the other way around.
Yeah, I would see if I was making music, I think I'd be the other way around.
Yeah, the
I
lyrics.
think I'll be with the lyrics first, and then I have to kind of.
I would say, as someone who makes music too, I kind of have that similar style where I'm scrolling through a bunch of beats and I'm looking at the beats, and then it's like, okay, like I can do something like this, or it's like the beat that captures my attention. So I can agree. But I would say, like, when I first, because I had like, I came from a writing background, like whether it's just like poetry or stories like that, like I love to write. So I feel like at first it was more so like, okay, I wrote this out. Now let me find a production or something that like fits this. But now I find myself more the opposite because I feel like, the production is a big part of the song too, and like what can make this song or make it sound like completely different. So
Yeah.
I feel like,
Do you
that
go
process is
use
cool.
one or the other based on? So you go both ways.
Yeah, but I would say
depending
mainly it's more kind of like Clayton style where I'm focused on the production first and the beat, and then I get the inspiration. So
Even like the beat, like the production that goes around it changes the feel of the song so much. Because you could play something on the piano or play something on the guitar, and it doesn't sound even close to what it sounds like after you put
Record it.
Yeah, you record it. You put the drums into it. You put the bass into it. It changes the whole feel.
oh yeah,
That's so much of music too.
What was the first song you put out? That
Ooh, that's a good question.
Were you proud of?
Probably not.
Probably not. I've never heard of an artist that was proud of their first song.
Hey, that makes me feel better about it, I think, because we were just talking about that a little earlier, and I was like, I don't know if I feel confident in a lot of stuff that I put out.
well,
yeah.
it's good to be your own worst critic, but then again, like as I said, I feel like you also have to be proud of this because not even a lot of people take that step to even put their music or put that sound out there, and then even taking it a step further and performing it for people and the masses. So like that takes the artistry to a whole another level.
Yeah. I think it might have been a song called Little Star, maybe, and I did like a series of harmonies, and at that time, oh man, this is taking me back. No, I didn't have like a sense of like how I wanted to put songs together, so I took a cardboard box, I think is what I did, and I hit it, in like the hollow part of it, the big hollow part of it. I hit that part, like in the center of it, and I tried to get like a kick drum sound, and then I tapped the edge of it to get the snare sound, and so I just did like a calypso, like that, and I put the song together that way. It was on like Audacity, I think, the file, the thing that I used, and it was so like so makeshift, but it was what I was hearing.
You put it out.
Yeah, I did.
On streaming platforms.
I guess it's still on Spotify. I think so. Yeah.
No, but that is like, see, because even like that's just like creative genius right there. Because some people are only limited to those resources. I was having this conversation with an engineer the other day, and we were talking about like Brazilian funk, because I've been super into like Brazilian funk music lately, and we were talking about that, and he was like, like how they produce or how they make sounds, like it'll be from like a trash can or like stuff like that, and that's how they're getting the beat or the rhythm and stuff like that. So some people are only limited to those resources, but they still come up with like the craziest things.
I like Brazilian funk too.
Yeah, it's the vibe. It's the vibe.
You know, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, the Michael Jackson. Supposedly, the way that they did like the one rhythm section part, that's like tink to tink to tink tink in there, is somebody took glass water bottles, or glass bottles, put different amounts of water in each one, and just started hitting on them, because Michael Jackson was like, I want to have a certain sound, I want it to be like this, like tink to tink to tink tink, and they just did that, and they put it on not Thriller, they put it on, what was the album, Off the Wall. It's like so
Well, I've heard that about Michael Jackson. He's very particular about the sound, the exact. He likes organic sounds.
Yeah.
A lot. He plays a lot with that.
Bring
that
back.
was your second Michael Jackson reference. Is that
I know.
Is that your guy?
Jackson's
Is that your guy? Or you
He's one of my biggest influences, like as a singer. Yeah. So, and very influential when I was younger too.
No, but I believe that, like, bring back real organic sounds in music and real instruments. I mean, like, there's a lot that you can do on the computer nowadays. And even now we're taking a step further with, like, AI and just...
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
like,
you don't like it.
literally, you don't even
like
need
it.
to do
like
anything anymore. You could have an AI beat. You could have AI vocals. You got AI this. You have AI artists now. Like, Timbaland, I think, signed it, or has an AI artist now that he's pushing. Timbaland, that he's pushing an AI artist. And it's just like... this is where the industry is going, or the direction that they're going. Just because it was like, it was crazy too, because he was asking or was looking for his next artist to sign and collecting samples and records and all this. It was just data. It was data for his new
Praise
AI
the Lord.
artists, you know, to be like a compilation of all the sounds and like what, you know, people are looking
Should be
for.
able to sue for that, man.
Literally.
I
But
don't think that goes far. The thing about art, when it comes to artistry, you can't. I don't think there's any
But you can't.
replacing that.
at least
What I think there's gonna be a wave of it,
Like-
or a tribe.
because what they're trying to do is, you know, or they're looking for that popular sound, or like, you know, we see that, you know, we want the next big, or like when it comes to an artist having a big hit and stuff like that, they're like, okay, we need to replicate that. Now they're literally just trying to replicate that with
See,
AI.
here's what I'm saying. We can get on the wave, and the wave can get to a certain height, but it will
It'll never grow. Yeah.
You
or
can't, because
transform.
creativity doesn't come from. Creativity comes from. It is inspired from somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From somewhere else. You can't, like Michael Jackson himself. We just gonna reference. This is gonna be the Michael Jackson podcast. Michael Jackson himself can't tell you how
that
he
could
came up
never
with
be
something.
done with
Yeah, that's
AI.
true.
They
That's
could
You know
have
what I mean?
never
You ever
did Michael
created a
Jackson
record
with AI.
and you like, man, I don't know how I came
Yeah.
to this record. There's a process, a creative process that you can't replicate.
That's
the best
true.
way I've heard it been said is if Albert Einstein wasn't Albert Einstein, there would have been an Albert Einstein. Somebody would have figured it out. But the Mona Lisa, nobody could have created the Mona Lisa if
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Well, yeah,
created when it
definitely,
was.
yeah, or captured that in that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Art is definitely something that's like,
Out of this world.
but yeah, AI is, they're trying though.
They trying. Though. I think they're gonna have a good level of success, but I think it's gonna bubble, and then there's only so much. You know, people are always gonna want that organic,
Yeah.
that
For sure.
creativity that comes from the human.
AI,
human
yeah.
mind.
What do you think about the AI influence?
It can
music?
compile things from like other influences and put stuff together. That's true.
And authentic.
Well, yeah.
Fake it till they make it.
I think, you know, AI, depending on how, this is getting kind of existential, depending on how advanced it can get, there can almost be a level of inspiration to what a robot can come up with, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah.
The way I look at it is that if a human being is like an oak tree and an AI is like a birch tree or a beech tree or whatever they call it, each one has its own kind of like ridges and specialty and uniqueness. And it doesn't take away from one just because the other one has brilliance. They both can have importance and meaning. Humans can't be replaced, I think, because that's exactly what they are. They're humans. And robots aren't humans, and they never
Yet.
will be. Well, yeah, but I mean, in reality, they never will be, just physically speaking.
Literally.
So I think that it can maybe be creative, but I think that they're fundamentally two different things, and I can like what AI comes up with, and also like what humans come up with, especially because I can relate to what humans come up with, because it's experience related. That's my opinion about AI.
I think I agree, and I think it can be creative, just as you said, based on what's already been
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
The
It
fundamentals.
can't go outside of what's already been done and bring that to our.
Unless eventually it can do that. But
Yeah,
that's
yet.
the question.
I don't see how it could.
It can learn though, because it
the
can learn.
learning
Right,
capabilities.
because it grows in consciousness.
Yes,
Right.
it
but-
is. And if it's continuously fed,
Right,
this
but it
data
has to
and
be
this
fed,
newness,
though, you know?
until it gets to a point where, that's what I said, until it comes up to a point where it can like have original concepts and, you know, basically create new streams of consciousness, because that's what I said, it's really just like a big data center
Yeah.
right
I was
now.
about to say, even with like a kid or something like that, you know, if you teach a kid like how to play the piano or something like that, and they take in things from the human child, from things around them, they eventually can learn how to be creative.
Yeah.
I think that's a mechanical. I think that's a mechanical way of being creative. What I mean by that is, you can create something based off of what you already have. It's not necessarily creating something that's already out there, but you know, based on a process, you can create a new process. But that's mechanical. But what I mean in terms of creativity is,
You don't know where it came from.
you need to create something we've never seen before. Like before Michael Jackson, I mean, Michael Jackson had other James Brown. He had people he drew inspiration.
No, I remember this.
But maybe apart from music,
topic.
just in art in general,
Yeah.
can you create something we've never seen before based on?
I don't know. No, because that's what I said. I mean, that's the way. Especially we've had like one of my favorite classes in college was music appreciation, because even though it was a little boring, especially when it was like going through the whole Baroque period and freaking like, oh my God, just religious music and all that. It was a snooze fest. That was a 3-hour class. 3-hour class, 3 hours of listening to that. Like, my ears are bleeding. But when we finally got into like more modern periods of time, but it's also said music, like, I don't know if it comes to like really something completely new. It's just like new processes at this point, because everyone is also comparing you to what has been done before or other artists. And it's just like your sound is, even if it's like a compilation of like, it's still drawing or stemming from something.
We know different than
we're no different than the AI. It's just the process or the creative process or how it's delivered may be a little different than how it was done before or 20 years ago, or things like that. But something completely new, because that's what I said. Even like as I said, like with Michael Jackson, James Brown, and like those influences. But it was really cool to see like James Brown give that ode to like Michael Jackson, and kind of like, at least for like one of the shows, he was like, Michael Jackson, and like, But like, I don't know, something completely new. Like, what haven't we heard already?
It's the essence and the spirit of where the music is coming from. That's always going to be new and refreshing.
I agree with that.
I don't know if AI can produce. Yeah. It can produce what's hot. It can look into. I think it can. We are in the baby stages of this shit. So
look how like baby, or how it is already in its baby development stages. Yeah. It's crazy what everything can already accomplish. But as I said, I feel like we're just a couple years away from robots asking for human rights.
This is an important conversation right now.
I'm telling you, like, they're gonna be their own sub. Bobby Wade, like, give it like cool 10, 20 years, like, it's gonna be robots fighting for rights. They're gonna be fighting for rights. We're gonna have like a different type of civil war. It's gonna be a technology.
So how would you feel if an AI artist won a Grammy before you did?
Oh, and that's a possibility.
Let's say you put music out. The AI artist put some music out.
Timbaland's AI artist.
Y'all going head to head for the Grammy.
We would have to have some rules, I think, because you could do the same thing with sports. Yeah. So if we're saying that humans and AI can be in the same kind of thing, so we have a Grammy Awards that's combined, I guess I could see that could be fine. I might be a little salty about it in a way, but
I think you would.
Probably. What I was gonna say was that, like, I'm not putting down like people and like them being creative, because it's absolutely like the spirit of like the creation that is really special about people. Yeah. I don't know though. Like, I think like I was even watching like an AI generated something. Last
so
night,
many videos.
Yeah, it was like TikTok or something like that, and I was like, I'm watching it for like 5 straight minutes or whatever, and I'm thinking like, this is beautiful. I can't describe why. Yeah, it's surreal.
Some of them videos really mess me up.
What's crazy now is we're getting to the point where we can't trust our eyes. Yes. We can't trust our ears. Yes. Because there's videos out and people are arguing if it's AI, if it's real. And I'm just like...
But that's literally the whole point. It's getting harder and harder to discern and distinguish whether or not this is a real video that I'm watching, or something that was a prompt generated thing that was created. And, that's crazy, because that's what I said with like the AI film, and, like, I'm in marketing, so a lot of that, or trying to make assets or content and things like that. A lot of marketing companies are trying to leverage AI tools and things like that, and AI art and stuff for like companies. And this is like brand stuff. So it's just like, you know, obviously we have still like designers and things on the design team, but you know, it's getting more and more or becoming more normalized to leverage like AI and these tools to help you.
And the question does kind of become like, if AI does do these different things, then what are people supposed to do? Or is that just me?
No, man.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
We're supposed to be programming it.
Yeah, those are going to be the only jobs left.
Right. Oh, it's supposed to be programming it. That's right. Here, let me show you how to do this, and let me go sit down. Yeah.
But I mean, how like, because there was like a big debate too. Not to make this all about AI, but like an artist that came out and was saying how he had talked about using like ChatGPT for his lyrics, like trying to come up with lyrics and using that. But then he got a whole lot of hate and criticism.
ChatGPT now.
ChatGPT as a ghostwriter, and so it's like, you know, as an artist, is that allowed? Is this something that can be used? Do you have to give ChatGPT like writing percentages? Like, how does this work? Like,
I don't know. That's a weird question. The only thing, I mean, I guess part of it though, like, you know, people interact like even with each other differently than they did 40 years ago.
Oh yeah.
So like, I mean, you can talk to people online and like, but before it might have been more in-person type stuff. And so like in terms of like collaborating, working with an AI, I mean, they're online and it's like, this is a tool. This is something I access online. I meet songwriters online sometimes. So it's like in 2025, is that just the direction we're going creatively?
I think that's always going to be a easier, more accepted thing for singer-songwriters than rap artists.
Oh.
I think there's always been a different level of
respect.
Like in rap,
But I would argue this. Well, actually, no. Yeah,
I'm not saying I do it. I don't.
Well, no. Yeah, I would say it is different for rap for sure. But singing, songwriting,
it's acceptable.
All you have to do is sing. To be honest,
yeah.
You don't have to necessarily write, but it's definitely more respected if you write your own material as well.
And I do, just for the record. I know I said that, but I'm not saying I don't. Because I put a lot of work into my shit. You know, I put a lot of work into my shit.
He doesn't use ChatGPT, so Clayton doesn't need AI.
What's the song? What's your latest release right now? What do you have out that you just put out?
I released an album, and it had 2 originals and 2 covers. One of them was Michael Jackson. Yes, it was Human Nature, which that one came out really well. Actually, I actually feel
it was really nice. I liked it. I liked the rendition.
Okay.
Thank you. It was Human Nature. What was the other cover? I did In My Life by the Beatles is another one, because my family said they really liked that one. I was like, I'll do it. Actually, I did play that one for some pretty important like moments in my life though. I played that song at my grandfather's funeral years ago, and it's always been a special song to me. So I did that one. I did an original called Afraid to Be Seen, which I know that sounds pretty dark now that I'm saying it. And another original called Monday Feels Like Wednesday, which originally I did for the guitar. Do you like that song?
I do.
You know what? Monday do feel like Wednesday.
It does.
Now that you said it.
Yeah.
Is that's an original song that you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well,
What's the? I'm trying to dissect
sorry,
this.
my bad.
What's the title? What's the inspiration?
The inspiration. Yeah, I feel like I've answered that kind of a few times about that song. I get the sense that it's pretty relatable, which I like. It's somewhat existential, but it's also a song about like the day-to-day monotony, I think. Not to be depressing, but you know, it can come from a place of some depression. Bro. Yeah, okay, fine. Like if we just admit that we're all depressed, you know, we'll talk about it like that. The song is one of the parts of the song, the second verse, I think, is there's a million strangers for every one friend, and there's a trillion stars for every grain of sand. And that makes me nervous. It makes me feel alone in a cosmos where even the sun don't have a permanent home. It's a song about loneliness, kind of. And the idea of, like, Monday feeling like Wednesday, it's like, these days, literally, I mean, you could switch them.
Yeah.
It'd be the same thing. Especially as an artist, it's like you're always trying to work towards this art form. And sometimes you feel like you're on a hamster wheel. So, yeah, that's kind of the sentiment of that song. I really enjoyed writing it, but yeah, it's some deep stuff right there. So, but that's a lot of my songs.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
I think those are the records that your fans or fans in general just draw to.
Yeah.
And this is where you can't really be outdated as an artist when you can constantly relate to people's emotions in that way. These are the things people don't want to talk about, but art is about talking about the things you don't want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just talked about it as a language, and it's an easier form of communication
Yeah.
than to communicate the things that you're talking about right now.
Would you say that you get more creative or draw more inspiration when you're more like in a negative state, or like
That's a really good question.
as preferred to like happy, you know, life's good right now, like
It's a really good question.
It's a great question.
It is a great question. I wouldn't necessarily say negative. If I'm angry, I think I write worse songs. I think that if I go in like, dang it, like I want to write a good song to like make up for this feeling, it's not as much art. It's more, I don't know, like me just kind of complaining, maybe. I don't know how to describe it. If I go into a song, sometimes just a moment where you don't have distraction and you have a moment to just kind of reflect on yourself and your life, even like out in nature. Sometimes I like going out in the woods and stuff. I know it sounds weird, but I like going out in the woods to play guitar and stuff. Sometimes that gives you enough opportunity to reflect, to really think about like what would be a good song. So I do think that usually if I'm in a happier place, it's easier to write meaningful songs, oddly. Because sometimes I do want to just sit down and write a song. Because in a way, songs and art, you know, if you're successful at it, you feel more successful as a person. But that's not always the way it works. So.
You think you answered that? I think you answered that beautifully.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I would say because, you know, some artists really have to like hone in on like their pain and their sadness.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, their most inspiration, or that's where they're drawing the music from. And then, you know, that ends up being what makes a beautiful song. I feel like, yeah. So, but it's good.
Too.
But I feel like it's good in a sense. But if you do that all the time, it may like, I don't know how you keep the happiness alive if you're always having to be in a state.
It puts you in a place where you have to find.
Yeah.
Like when you're sad, it puts you in.
And that's what I said. Like, look at Rod Wave,
searching for what that feeling is.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you make better music.
Yeah.
But I think it's something very. I think it's really cool when you're able to make music in a happy place.
Yeah.
I find it a little hard to make art
in a happy place.
That's interesting.
well, I guess it depends. Sometimes it really, I will say no, when it comes to like better songs, because it's almost like a mood thing too. You have to be in the mood to create. Even if it's like, if it's not there, it's just not there. But
right.
I feel like if you're happy, you know, it kind of like, it gives you kind of like a sense of encouragement to like, yeah, like let's do this. I'm pumped. Like I want to create. When you're sad, it's almost like I want to put this out there, but it's like
sometimes I can write from sadness.
Yeah, but I don't know, because that's what I said. Like when I think of like an artist like Rod Wave, like man, that man is like perpetually sad. like no, but seriously.
I don't think he always sad.
But even when he tweets and he's not like on, like that man be complaining all the time.
I think he knows how to tap in, how to express that emotion.
He's perpetually
really
sad.
Well. Like it's like his best version.
I've never seen him laugh.
I think that man.
Did you say I've never seen him laugh?
I don't know, but maybe he's happy behind closed doors. I hope so, but it seems like he's always going through it, even in the public eye.
That's what his fans want.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, or like an artist like Amy Winehouse. Like she touched on her sadness and her pain and her addiction, and I mean, it didn't really end her up in the best place.
But she was actually, she was artist of that time. Even of today, I think art is a lonely, can be a very lonely place to be.
Yeah.
When that's what you, like you were explaining that Monday feels like Wednesday. I think I think a lot of artists are in that space, and that's why they're able to create the music they do. And then people love them and love that music more than the pain they're going through. And then you have artists like Amy Winehouse that abuse drugs too.
But then you also have that too, where a lot of music draw their influence off the drugs, and then like it's
That's
not
true.
like not in a sober mindset to create, and then it's like, dang, now I gotta keep fueling this creativity, and I gotta keep, I guess, consuming and keep creating. I guess, you know.
Music is powerful, man. It's powerful. Do you feel like do you feel any personal responsibility or anything like that? Like you put a lot on yourself to create, or is it just more about you right now than it is like your fans or whoever is listening?
I think in the past probably I've put, because you're always trying to succeed. I mean, you feel like, you know, you have some talent and you want to make the most of it. Now I actually think that I'm better now doing what I enjoy doing and focusing on why I enjoy doing it. And the product is better because of that. I was just working on a song today and I just like the damn song. Like, I'm not thinking about like what it's going to be, you know, if people are going to like it. Not that I don't care if people are going to like it, but the reason that I'm a musician is because I really feel the music.
Yeah.
So that's a better reason to be a musician.
You've had music people don't like,
Oh, have I released music people don't like?
that you get feedback for, like, I don't like
Yeah, I've had mixed reviews about different things, I think. Yeah.
Do you feel like how are you receptive to people's negative opinions about your music?
I'm
Do
actually
you feel
really,
like it really like weighs on you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a very sensitive person, actually, like generally. So like in the past, I have been very sensitive about criticism. I don't even know what I would have said like in the past. Who knows, you know? But no, I don't know. I don't remember. I say all types of shit, you know.
It is worthless.
But like,
You don't even know how to play guitar.
well, I might say something like that. It's like, what chord? What chord? Show me what chord you're talking about. But now I'm actually more receptive to it because when I listen to songs I really like they do the drums really well, they do the bass really well, the guitar, they do the chords really well, and they weave in the harmonies well with the lead vocal. The lead vocal has a good message, the lyricism is really effective. All of those things take time, effort, and collaboration and working in teams. And so like in Motown, I know I keep going on reference stuff, but anyway, Motown, there was a bit of like an assembly line thing that they did where it was like, they literally would ask the question, if you were down to your last dollar,
Would you buy this
you know
record?
this. Yeah, if you were down to your last dollar, would you rather buy a sandwich or would you rather buy this record? And so they were they were hard about like what they would release. And the thing is, as an artist, me being a little bit more thoughtful and more receptive to people's ideas makes me better. So it's a little bit of maturing and growing up to be able to hear like, maybe it shouldn't be that there, but you should do it slightly differently.
Yeah.
I'm not a producer.
Do you do
you know.
any, like, how I know you started off, you know, learning instruments by ear, and I would like to say you self-taught in that way, right? What have you done about singing? How did you actually become to be a singer? Do you have vocal coaches and things like that?
I never had a vocal coach. I have watched some videos and stuff just to kind of get a sense of like a healthy way to sing, kind of. It's just been practice. I've sung all different types of ways. You know, I've shouted, I've screamed, I've done softer stuff, I've done chest stuff, head stuff. And it's just been like years of determining the best way to sing. I've done a lot of like stuff on the street where I try to project, try to get people's attention. And I've done stuff with mics too, and like I've done. So it wasn't a specific way. I taught myself how to sing based on a bunch of different contexts. I just put them together like puzzle pieces. Like, this is my voice, and that was what it is. It's a combination of a bunch of different stuff.
How would you say you got over like your fear of like public opinion or like performing? Because I mean, you've even said you've gone on to perform for America's Next Top Talent and The Voice. Like, how did you get over that fear of really putting yourself on to like one of the biggest stages possible?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was like the producers part where I was like playing for the producers. So I didn't get that far, just for the record. I wish I had gotten further. You can stay tuned, actually. I might try again and maybe I can get further next time. But it's two things. One of the things is like, you really want to like achieve this thing. So you're willing to do like just about anything to try to achieve it. And then the other thing is, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, a failure. Yeah, you fail and like you get used to that experience. So yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, you learn from your mistakes or you grow, you know. So that is still, I mean, that is still, I don't know. I still get a little scared, you know, performing in front of people. Like I remember my first show, the first time I ever performed was at like a open mic night, and I mean there was probably only about like 8 or so people in the crowd. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, I was like trying to pump up these 8 people and I was doing my thing, and then, you know, turned to a next show and it's like freaking 50, 60 people, and that was like all these eyes. That's a lot. And you know, I mean, you like even for cruises with thousands of people and really putting yourself out there, I mean, like, you know, like shake the pressure. Like, what do you have like a set routine like for you to get in the zone before you go out and perform?
I definitely warm up. It was more nerve-wracking when I started. I don't want to talk too much about like, I have had a fantastic experience working on the cruise ships. There were times when I first started, I felt some pressure, because when I walked into the bar, I would have people literally circling me almost like, you know, rings on Saturn. And that was kind of nerve-wracking because they could see my hands, and in the front they could see my face, and they could see my profiles, and they were on each side. And when I walked into the bar sometimes, and this is really good, obviously, but I would walk into the bar after a break from my last set, and I'd be coming in, like, just, you know, to do my thing, and people would be like, oh, there he is! Ah! Here it comes! And it's really sweet. But honestly, yeah, I felt some pressure. I was like, damn, like I gotta be on point here. And this is the other thing I was gonna say. I'm not saying this about the cruise specifically, but I've had this experience several times. I played at the high school rock-off in Cleveland at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo performer when I was 17, I think. And I've had this experience more than just that time. For those of you who don't know what it's like to like get up on a stage and perform for people, one thing it's hard to be prepared for is when you have 60 people in the audience, 100 people, 200 people in the audience, and it's just like they're just staring.
Yeah.
And it can be blank stares.
And no emotion.
It could be no emotion. It could be no emotion on the face. And, you know, after I've done a lot of different performances over the years, you get used to it. It's like, I am my island, y'all here, and I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah, y'all hear it from me.
Well, you know, but you almost have to, because you might look out and everybody's like...
Literally.
Yeah. I was going to say to what you said, I think, obviously, I'm not an artist like you two, but I've talked in public and done public speaking.
Yeah, that's hard too.
I prefer there to be more people than less people.
Yeah, right.
I feel like when it's like 8 people, like you said, there's like 8 individuals that I'm analyzing.
Yes.
Looking back at me,
Yeah.
I'd rather see a crowd and you're just talking to the masses,
Yeah.
and in that way, it's not really.
No, it was actually kind of funny because like after, like before I went, like there was a guy before me, and he was playing guitar and he was covering songs, but I don't think he wanted people to know that he was covering songs. But me, like, I know so much music, and I was like, hey, I know that song. I know that song, and I'm like singing along because I like this song. But he was like looking at me, and it's like I blew his cover. But I'm like, dude, you gotta try harder. Like, I was in the crowd this time, so nothing's getting past me. Nothing's getting past me.
You could have let him have it.
No, I didn't let him have it. But yeah, I feel like it is a little bit better to kind of like zone out when there is more people.
Yeah.
It's almost a little bit more of an expectation when there's less people.
Yeah, when they're like 5 or 8. I agree, actually. I do kind of agree.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm imagining like Drake or a huge artist doing a stadium performing in front of a stadium,
Madison Square
that
Garden.
much people,
Yeah.
like you can't even really be nervous because you can't even see it.
Wow.
It's just like
Yeah.
Just
And then your mic goes out.
I was just about to say.
Well,
the
then, yeah,
only
that's
thing-
not-
I think I'm gonna flip this a little bit. If there were 8 people in the audience and I messed up, I would rather it be 8 people.
8 people, for
If
sure.
there are 10,000 and I fall off the stage or some shit, I'd be like,
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Now this is a memorable moment for 300,000 people,
Yeah.
and I'm going on Twitter
And it's on the
afterwards.
internet.
and it's
And
on
it's- yeah.
it's
TikTok,
all, you're right.
and everyone's gonna remember me for falling off the stage.
That's different. I don't want to mess up in front of too many people now.
Yeah,
You know,
I think practice makes. I think these people like Beyonce's, the great performers, they practice so much.
oh, yeah.
but even if
Really
you mess
practice
up, you gotta keep going. Like
Yeah.
you can't let that be a defining moment. Like you have to keep going.
Yeah, you
It
do.
comes with failure. I mean, just love what you just said. I mean, what you mentioned about just failing. Anything. If you're a skateboarder, like the best skateboarders, they've learned to fall. It's
Yes.
not even the skating. They've learned to fall, and to the point where they're not afraid to try the hardest tricks because they're not afraid of falling.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just the repetition of failure is really important.
the willingness to put out albums and singles, EPs, whatever it is, and to go out on the stage too. You go in thinking or knowing it might not be that successful. But the only reason that you do it though is because I gotta do something in order to get to the next step where I'm better than I was before. Michael Jordan's the same way. Actually, I know we're going into like a bunch of different things, but like he knew how to fail. He said the reason he succeeded was because I know how to fail. If you're afraid to try anything, you're gonna have one song in your Spotify. If you're not afraid, you'll have 50. If you have 50 songs in your Spotify, one of them is bound to have a pretty good viewership.
Sure. Yeah. And you get better. So
And
they
you get-
can't all
exactly.
be, they can't all be bad. There's gonna be
You
worse
gotta-
ones. And
If you
better.
really have no like any type of growth, I don't know what you're doing wrong. Like after 50, 100 songs,
Yeah, exactly.
you gotta have some type of progression or type
And then
of
the
growth.
love for it is even more
Important.
impressive. Like when I'm listening to you, you talk about music with a lot of love.
Yeah.
You're smiling about some of the things you're talking about, so I know you enjoy it, and that takes you extremely far. So you having done it for how long now, and still having the level of passion that you have,
Yeah.
that's special. I don't think that's something you have to already have in you. So I want to say where it come from, but we talked a little bit about how you started playing instruments and things like that. But have you had other people personally around you? Maybe your dad played music, or like, is it in your blood? Is it in your blood or something? where it came from?
Yeah. Well, my dad did play cello. Yeah, he loves music. He appreciates music a lot. My brother plays guitar. My great grandmother played piano. My grandmother plays. She's 90, and she plays the piano. And literally, last time I saw her, we were sitting down, and she was like, "All right, Clay, we're gonna do this again. 1, 2, 3, and you're on this keyboard, and she's on the other one." And we were playing together.
I love that. A whole
Yeah.
musically inclined family.
Yeah, that's in your blood for sure.
I think
Your grandma plays,
and she loves to perform too. I think she does. It seems like she does. And we both, can sit down and listen to something and be like, "Oh, that's so beautiful," and like really appreciate it, And I think that's a lot of it for me, is just to be transported into a different realm, when you play something, So yeah.
Outside of music, what else would you say your passions are? Hobbies? What do you like to do?
That's a good question. These are good questions.
We don't ask bad questions.
Yeah, no. I love to run. I used to do track actually.
Okay.
But I love to run. It's another thing that I feel like is freeing.
Like long distance, short distance?
Yeah, I'm more of a sprinter.
Okay.
I was a hurdler. You can actually tell by some of the scars I have on my knees. I was a hurdler. You can't see it on camera. I don't know how good are these cameras. Maybe you can.
You and Kelsey got a race. Or you and Killer.
Should we race?
We gonna
You the
videotape
track
y'all.
star?
We gonna get on the street
Me?
right here.
Like, why are you just putting me out
Well,
there?
I got the wrong
You're
shoes
the
on
track
today.
Star.
I got the wrong shoes on, so you
I
gotta
have
take it
flip
from me.
flops.
She got you.
I got
She
Converse.
She
I
was
mean,
talking
if
crazy before
we
you
take
came.
off the shoes, we do a little barefoot sprint. Maybe
through the roads.
Yeah, I gotta.
nice.
Through the roads at night. Yeah, so that I love running.
Okay. What
Um,
else? Well, you said in the woods, but like, do you like to do like camping or like what else do you like to do in the woods?
I'm not too
an
much of a
outdoorsy
camper.
person?
I do like the outdoors, but I don't camp that much just because I feel like I don't have the skill set really for it. But I do like going outside. I like animals a lot. I like travel. Like travel's something that I've done a ton of in my life actually. Like, cause I'm on the cruise ships, but I studied abroad in Europe too, and got a lot out of that experience. Love spending time with my family. Like I'm very much connected to my family, my brother, my parents, my brothers, and I don't know. I'm kind of like, I guess I think of myself almost like as a thinker in a way. So I'm a bit of an introvert, and I reflect on stuff a lot. But I like spending time with friends too. Watching, horror movies. That's one of my favorite things to do, actually.
Yeah.
I love
I
horror
like
movies.
horror movies too.
I like if I'm going to go to the theater, with somebody who's not as afraid as I am and they can be there, then we'll do that. We watch horror movies on the ship too, and that was fun. I don't know why though, because I'm not like...
I wouldn't take you as the type to love horror movies.
No, I'm not... I'm a little bit of a coward on some stuff, so... I don't know, maybe it stimulates me, which sounds weird.
I was like genuinely frightening watching the movie.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, actually, I mean, not to get into something else, but I was watching a movie one time alone, and this was a Taiwanese, straight up, crazy ass horror movie. They started the movie with hand signals and stuff like that, and it's okay, get into the movie. I'm I don't want to get into the movie.
Or
it felt real.
Yeah.
It felt real. And what happened was, there were several times I was watching on my laptop. There were several times I had to turn the screen like this and sit back a little bit because I was alone in my room. I was like,
pause.
Yeah, that movie was probably one of the scariest things I've ever seen, and it scared the crap
So
out
it
of
was
me.
a Japanese movie?
It was Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Taiwanese.
It had
Yeah.
one of the scariest scenes. It was called The Incantation.
Oh,
Did you see that movie?
I feel like
It
I've
was
heard
scary,
of it.
wasn't it? It didn't mess me up.
I feel like I've heard of that
It
movie.
messed me up.
No,
It
but
messed me up, man.
yeah.
I see the world differently now.
that or if the movie's based off true story, I'm just damn.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
movies
good.
like
Oh my
that,
God.
though.
The Conjuring.
Yes.
Did you guys see it?
Yes.
Oh, you
yes. I love The Conjuring. Love The Insidious. I love
Conjuring?
that
Have you seen
whole
it?
universe.
Oh,
They're
there's
coming
a
out with
new
a
one.
new. They're
There's a
coming
new
out
one.
with a new one. Yeah,
There's a
they're
new
coming
one.
out with the new Conjuring. But yeah, those. I feel like horror movies are kind of losing the plot now. They're losing their touch. They're kind of taking away from more fear and bringing in more comedy elements. It's a lot more horror comedies coming out, and it's no, I actually want to be frightened. I want to be scared. I want to be scared, and I feel like The Conjuring really captures that really
It does.
well. Insidious really captures that really well. Those movies are just I'm scared. Let me turn all the lights on now. Let me turn all the lights on. I genuinely can't sleep. Now I can't
Yeah.
sleep. Now I think there's a lady in my corner. And
Exactly. I had the same experience. Have any of you guys had sleep paralysis?
I have. Only, I would say it happened
Really?
really genuinely one time in my life, but it was in the daytime. And that was the shocking thing to me because it was literally in the daytime, but you see, I'm a side sleeper or a stomach sleeper. But I guess this time I just happened to fall asleep on my back and, never doing that again. But I was asleep on my back and it's the daytime. And then all of a sudden I'm coming to and I'm
You can't move.
I can't move. I literally can't move. I'm trying to move and I'm I look over, mind you, it's a 3-story townhouse. I'm on the 3rd floor. I look over my window and it's an old woman peering into the window. I'm on the 3rd floor. How is she in my window looking
that's
at me?
scary.
That was genuinely frightening. Literally, and as soon as I saw that, still can't move, but she's glaring at me. And as soon as I was able to get myself together, I sprinted to my mom's room. And she's praying over me. She's praying we banished it.
Mama went right to the prayer.
Yeah,
She didn't even ask you what happened.
No, I told her what happened. As soon she's no,
I thought as soon as you got to her room, she started.
no, she prayed over me because I was mommy. Oh my God. I was so afraid. Like, I was so afraid. I had never been afraid. And I still vividly remember this old woman in my window, 3rd floor. And I'm like, I was just...
That's mad.
Bro, who would
So specific, though.
Like, literally, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it was these movies. I invited something into my house. I don't know what's going on.
I've
but
heard some crazy stuff.
yeah. But I feel like after that whole, like, I don't know what my mom did, but I ain't never had sleep paralysis again.
I say not really because
we banished everything from the house.
I've had like how it started before, where people say you can't move, but I never seen no figure or nothing like that.
You're blessed.
Yeah.
What was your experience
With sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've had it like 3 times, I think. And it's like, I don't think of myself as a stomach sleeper, but I do think I was like pressed into the pillow.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move, but I also felt like I had a force on my back.
Weight on you.
I kind of felt that.
You know, like
a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it's like it's pushing against you, and it's strong. And someone recently told me, like, there's something demonic about it.
Sitting on you, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's scary. Like, you know.
Because people usually say, not to cut you off, that the people who do see someone...
Someone
it's
sitting on your
someone
chest.
mounting them, sitting on their chest or something like that. So they were probably on your back.
I don't know. That lady was all the way outside in my window, levitating on 3rd floor.
I'm so surprised that you knew it was an old woman specifically, though. I've heard witches.
See her face.
That's
like,
crazy.
I could see I remember, and that's why I said I was, I don't know, maybe like 15, 16, but like
wow.
I vividly remember, and that's why I said she wasn't in my room. Maybe she wasn't strong enough to really get to me. Like, I'm too strong. Okay, the spiritual, I'm protected. She couldn't get inside, but she was lurking.
That's scary.
She was lurking from outside. She was waiting at the window, not the door, but the window. And yeah,
So, like Insidious,
real,
actually.
I think that's real spiritual.
yeah.
That's
No.
scary.
But
It's crazy people go through that experience and try to like justify it as anything else. I'm just like,
I don't know. I would say like I'm a really good dreamer. Like I feel like creatives, I don't know if you have this experience too, but if you like have like really like vivid dreams or even sometimes like lucid dreams where it's like you're dreaming. Like I get that a lot. Well, at least maybe not a lot, but I would say more recently I've been having way more vivid dreams and just like lucid, like, okay, like I don't know, like something tells you like this is not like I know I'm dreaming, but it's like if you get too excited or get too worked up to a point, it's like pull yourself out of that experience, or at least that's what happens with me. I'm just like, oh shit, like oh my god, let me, and then I get too worked up and it's like, okay, I'm awake now.
and there are those dreams that are so real that you don't think you're dreaming, but then you wake up from it.
Yeah.
I don't have that very often, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm thinking much. Well, I didn't mean like that.
What would you say? Like, do you have like crazy dreams, or you kind of like dream of things that like could happen, or instances that could?
I've had crazy dreams. I mean, I'm arachnophobic, and when I was really young, I had a dream of a giant tarantula chasing me onto a dock, and jumping with me into the water.
Oh god.
I was like, okay, I died. Definitely, I must have died there. But I will say though, this makes me feel like like adulting. Like I almost feel like this is me adulting lately. I had a dream where I had already done my taxes. They're like,
all right.
No,
Dreaming about your taxes is scary stuff.
No, it's like I had already done the taxes, or like I had already done my bills, and I woke up and I was like, damn it, I didn't do them. In the dream, I did them.
Those are the ones that
I
feel
had dreams
real.
like that.
I've had dreams like that where I've accomplished something. Like I'm accomplished, and I'm so happy I finally did this. And then I feel myself waking up, and I get so
I gotta
mad.
do that
Exactly.
today.
Like, no, it's a dream. No, and you wake up from it.
No, but I guess I would say I have more, or I'm having some like adulting dreams, like dreaming about work. Like I get so angry when I wake up because it's like, bro, leave that in the 9 to 5. I don't want to dream about that. Like, give me different dreams. I don't want to dream about work.
That's OD.
Work?
Like you having a dream that you...
Yeah, I'm like working or working for a client. No, like, no, like I would say, like my boyfriend too, like, because he does AC. This made me dream about AC stuff sometimes. Fixing units and stuff. I'm like, bro, you're boring.
Oh,
like,
man.
You're lame. I literally like, you're lame. But I will say, Yeah, because that's what I said. I feel like I've been having like more just like vivid or just weird dreams. Like I literally had a dream the other day that I was at like a kid's party, or it seemed like it had to be a kid's party because they were serving like donuts and pizza and stuff like that. But I was with Shaq and freaking LeBron and like
Shaq and Brian.
yeah, at this donut and pizza party, and we were taking shots and like
Hold on. All right, let's go back to Clayton Music.
but I don't know. But yeah,
he was taking
anyways.
shots with Shaq and Brian
At
a kid's party.
But like there were no kids. It was like people I knew, but they weren't kids. But it seemed like how they would do like a kid's birthday party because of how they were doing the whole setup and the survey. But LeBron and Shaq had the shots. They had the shots. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, and they were tall as hell. And, you know, I'm like short and, you know, but like they was cool with me. And then, I don't know. But anyways, back to Clayton. So,
Back to you,
like, what's new? What's new in
Well,
2025?
Clayton got the project out.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're working on the project
the mashup.
with Joby. What else? What else do you have on the
Going
slate?
back on tour? You going back on the ship or what?
Yeah, I'm going back on the ship September 14th. So today is, I don't know what today is actually. What is it? Is it September?
I don't know what. We don't know what day it
6th,
is.
September 6th today. So I'm going back pretty soon.
Okay.
I got a 2.5 month-ish contract on Oasis of the Seas. So that's like it's a pretty big side
Royal
ship. Yeah.
Caribbean.
Yeah, Royal. Royal.
You got
And
some nice
all you
cruises.
do is perform on these ships.
Yeah, that's the primary.
How
thing.
is the ship life though?
That's
Like being on a
a good
cruise ship for that long.
It's fine. I feel like, I mean, this last contract I was like, I became aware that I wasn't aware that I was on a boat. Which sounds weird. No, like I had forgotten that I was on a boat, and I was like, that's right, I am on a boat. I don't even detect emotion anymore because like I've been on it so long. I perform like usually from like 8:30 to 1 or so in the morning, which is in totality is probably about like a 4 or so hour set. Play a bunch of stuff.
And it's just you.
Yeah, it's just me and the piano bar. It's called the Schooner Bar. That's the name of the album that I had put out a little bit ago. I meet a lot of great people from all over the world. We do
You don't
Bahamas.
lose your voice.
Not as much as I used to.
That's 4 or 5 days a week, right?
It's 6 days a week, and then I have a day off on the 7th.
That's a lot of singing, man.
It is a lot of singing, yeah.
Okay.
But you get used to it.
Yeah,
You do
You
get
probably
used to
got
it.
strong vocals now. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I don't, someone once said, all right, it's the end of the night. I want you to sing a song that just ravages, destroys your voice because this is the end of the night. I'm like, it's not, I'm not going to do that. It's not going to happen. I have I'm kind of like
I'm
a
here
marathon.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like a marathon, I'm not. When I try to sing stuff like Beyonce type, and I really like Beyonce, I'm like, oh yeah, this is challenging to do in this context. Well, she's done a lot of great runs and stuff, and she has a powerful voice. And so that can be challenging sometimes in the piano bar because I don't put everything in every time, but I am getting better the more I do it. So I'm able to do stuff like that more.
Do you take like requests, or is it more so you have your own set list, or do you get to like pick the material and stuff that you perform, or how does that work?
It's both. Yeah, I do a lot of requests, and then I have a pretty long list of stuff at this point that I do. And a lot of it I try to do by memory. I was actually encouraged to do a bunch of stuff by memory recently by some of my supervisors. That's hard to do though, because I try to look at lyrics when I can. Sometimes it's a lot of words to remember.
It is.
So
or like messing up this verse with the verse that comes later on, or stuff like
well,
that.
there have been some times where I'm trying to start a song, and I'm playing the beginning of the song. I'm like, all right, here we go, and like I'm playing it, and I'm like,
How is this?
yeah, swaying back and forth, like, how does this go again? And so then sometimes I've even asked the audience, what's the first lyric of this song? Because I can't remember.
Make it an interactive show.
Yeah, we'll make it interactive. What is the first word of this song? Let's see if anybody knows. That doesn't happen
They don't
often.
even know they're helping you out.
Well, no, they do. I think they know they're... It doesn't happen often, but every so often, it's like I don't remember the word and I have to ask. So it's just all of the words in your head.
Yeah. It's a lot, especially with your own material and your own music and stuff like that too.
I try to keep up with that too while I'm on the ship a little bit, but it's harder to I don't songwrite as much when I'm on the ship, actually. Yeah.
I feel like I probably just really busy to just be in creative mode.
Busy performing. You're on tour, man. You're on a tour.
Yeah, it's pretty tiring, you know. So it's a different experience with that.
So we know what you got coming up as the mashup. Do you have anything other than that you're working on right now that we can expect?
Yeah. So like I just released the album that was from, I went down to Miami, North Miami, I guess. It was a place called Criteria Studios, and I did those 4 songs on piano and vocal. Released that. I'm working on this film project thing with a mashup. That's coming out in several months though. And then I just today was working on a song with a producer that I know, and we're gonna try to do kind of like a single. And it's really new, and I was literally just thinking about this song earlier, and I'm excited about that one too. I don't know when I'm gonna release it, but like I got some cool new stuff probably coming out pretty soon. And he does like dubstep, and he does like drum and bass, and so it's a little bit of a combination of stuff. His producer name is Skittles, and he's a cool guy.
Shout out to Skittles.
Yeah,
man.
shout out to Skittles. Yeah, he's a cool guy, and so we'll be coming out with some new stuff soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice, man. Okay, so you got singles coming, you got the mashup, you got an album you just dropped.
He's going on
how often
tour.
are you dropping music? Are you dropping music pretty often?
Yeah, when I come home, like from the ship, I try
often?
to.
Is that like 2-3 months?
Yeah. I mean, I might schedule something to release while I'm on the ship this next time, and then after I'm on the ship, I'll try to release another album when I'm back home. I feel like the mentality is like, hopefully one of them takes off a little bit, and I could add to some of my income with like passive income with some songs that I've released on Spotify and stuff like that. So definitely, take a listen to stuff.
Releasing on Spotify right now?
No, I release through like all streaming
On
platforms.
Apple Music and stuff too.
Where can everybody check your music out, man?
I release through DistroKid, so it's Apple Music, Spotify. I think probably you can get it on TikTok, Instagram, like all like the social stuff, and
Put full music out on those?
YouTube.
Yeah, you can like use them to like put them in reels and stuff like that too. If you guys want to do that too, I got a bunch of stuff on there. I was thinking about making my own reel recently with one of my songs, which is something I don't do very often, but like you could do that.
I like the wide use. You have a broad net with your music. I mean, clearly you perform all the time on the ship, so you're performing constantly. You're putting out music on all platforms. You're putting out your process on YouTube, your live process. I think that takes balls, right? To like perform your real vocals on YouTube, and you putting that out there. So I think you're a very well-rounded artist.
Thank you.
It's very good. Very good stuff, man.
Yeah, try my best.
Okay. Clayton Musick.
Yeah, Clayton Musick, Musick.
On all platforms.
All
Musick.
platforms.
Why did you choose to spell it like that?
That's my last name.
For real?
Yeah.
Your last name's Music?
Wow.
Yeah,
Your
It's
last
meant to
name's
be.
Music.
yeah.
So music's in your blood.
Literally.
Say that. Yeah,
so
I guess you can say that.
you play the piano, your grandma played the piano, she performed.
And they're
Great
literally the
grandmother,
music.
Great grandma, and then your last name is Music.
The music.
And then your job is music.
yeah. It's weird.
Clayton Musick, everybody check them out on all platforms. It's
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
guys.
having you. We got to have you again. You're great. You're a great energy. I think you
It
gave
was-
us a lot of laughs.
It was my pleasure too. I really enjoyed this. You guys are great. So thank you very much, guys.
All right. On behalf of myself, Killer Cash, Clayton Musick, good meeting you. Shout out Frankadelic in the background. Changing the Youth Media, the hottest podcast in the world.
In the world now, not even city. The world.
We out. Appreciate you.
Art, it comes from the heart.